Aloha headsets, it's your boy Frank, and it's time for your daily update. First up, if you haven't already, follow me on Instagram for your chance to be one of 10 winners to receive a free copy of Quiz Night Tonight for PlayStation 4 and, more importantly, PlayStation VR. Now, the news. Yesterday, Symphony the Machine came out, and it's a very cool puzzler, but not my personal favorite. We also got Statik, which is another puzzler, and one I definitely enjoyed and is worth the price. It is a labor of love, and you can tell through every second of it. Sure, it might not be the longest experience, but you will go back and show it off to all your friends. Batman has finally made its way over to Steam, which means where are our exclusives? I want Super Hot. I want some alt space. When are we gonna get these, baby? Especially Tilt Brush or Quill. I need a game like that in my life. Alright, a little bad news regarding Resident Evil 7. So the story mode DLC that's gonna be free for everyone got delayed. The company sent out an email and they said that it was not up to par with what they wanted to give to their consumers. At least they're not gonna give us some junk, and it's gonna be free, so I'm cool with the delay. Alright, for the devotees out there, you may remember that last week we had an article that said that PlayStation VR was not doing so hot in Japan. Well, it's safe to say that was complete rubbish. The numbers are in, and PlayStation VR accounts for 90% of headset sales in Japan, which is a wonderful number, because Japan is the leader in console sales for the world. So that means that our hardware is #1, which means the games in the #1 country that sells games are gonna sell like fire, making developers want to develop for our console. Yes, it's gonna be a wonderful year. Speaking of a wonderful year for VR, Angry Joe's even jumped on the train to a degree by showing off Star Trek Bridge Crew on his channel. I'm extremely excited about this one, and all the major media outlets have called it good. Not that we typically listen to them, but I have a strong feeling they're right about this one. Alright, if you haven't grabbed Dirt Rally yet, it is the best racing sim out there at the moment, and if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you can get the base game for $17.99. Now the upgrade's gonna be $12 more, but that's really only like $31, which is nothing compared to buying it normally. And if you live in Australia, they got a deal with the VR already in there for $30.95, which is an extremely amazing deal for you, so I would hop on that train if you haven't grabbed that car already. And finally, we have a release date for the Alien VR experience. Apparently, Oculus is getting their own Alien game on Wednesday, but we're all getting the VR experience on May 10th. I'm not too excited about this one, but I'll definitely check it out. Now, before we all leave, it's time for everyone's favorite, Ask Frank. First up, Callan Guma asks, hey Frank, you ever make a Japanese or Hong Kong account? Callan, I have not made one of those accounts because I don't really region hop that often. I know that they make a handful of demos that only go to those, but I have a strong feeling any of the really great experiences will make their way over to North America and the UK and Europe within due time. Luke, I'm on TV. Ask, hey Frank, Proton Pulse or Hollow Ball? Luke, Hollow Ball all the way. Don't get me wrong, Proton Pulse is fun, but a Hollow Ball will really get you rushing around. I definitely almost broke my chandelier on one of the live streams. Bobby Conway has an issue with Resident Evil 7 and motion sickness. Now Bobby, if you're gonna get motion sick and you're new to VR, I would definitely say maybe not start with Resident Evil. Try a simpler game that's not gonna be as extremely scary and immersive, that's gonna have you on edge from the start already. The thing is, you wanna go in intervals, so maybe go a little bit one day. As soon as you start to feel sick, take it off, take a break. When you feel better, start again. Also with Resident Evil, you could try with the comfort settings on, but you're really only gonna hinder the experience. It's extremely fun when you can just look around every way and enjoy it without any issues. I say just take your time, buddy, and you will get those legs in no time. But if you push it, you're gonna lock in your brain. The VR makes you a little queasy and you might be stuck for a little while. So take it from me and take your time. Zachary T has an issue with the TV flickering black. What should he do? Zachary, the thing is, I've heard that the one wire that came with the PlayStation VR is not that great. I say one because it has the #1 on it. If you replace that one, I've heard that all the issues that a lot of people had just went away. Another question from Flix Gaming, how do you set up the room scale camera, Frank? Well, Flicks, I set it up above. I put it on my tripod, which my normal camera's on right now, and have it set up above me. The main thing is you want nothing reflective behind you, around the sides, or any light showing. As long as you don't have that, you got your camera up, solid view of you got no problem whatsoever. And finally, Ahmed Fazi asks, hey Frank, what game scares you the most? Ahmed, none of the games really scare me because Frank don't really get scared by games, but Resident Evil had a couple jump scares that made me leap, but didn't really scare me. A lot of viewers have said that Dread Halls had them trembling, so if you're looking for a scary game, that might be the one right now. I'm waiting for something like Outlast to make it over to VR because I think that's going to scare people a whole lot more. And that's it for this one, you guys. Thank you for coming through. As always, hit that thumbs up button if you'd like to. But more importantly, if you want to stay up to date on everything PlayStation VR and you don't mind this ugly mug, friggin' subscribe. I mean, come on!
Load the spaceship with the rocket fuel.